Guten Morgen, everybody. I will be talking about how switching from HDD to SSD saved my crusty laptop I bought secondhand. So when I got the laptop, obviously it was very slow. I mean, booting up took me a few minutes, and that was very annoying already. It was the job, but simple task would lag, like just browsing on the web can cause it to freeze and not respond when I have many tabs open, which is very annoying. And when the laptop went to sleeping mode, getting it awake takes so long. Sometimes I have to restart it because it's stuck at the startup screen. Running Minecraft would also take a few minutes to load. Editing video was simply an exhausting task with all the lags. This is when I realized I needed to upgrade something. So actually I had a solution to this after asking ChatGPT many questions. Apparently HDD, which stands for hard disk drive, is much slower, and little did I know, I bought a laptop with the HDD in it. So the recommended upgrade was obviously switching it to SSD, a solid state drive. And luckily though, I did have my SSD from the old laptop, which was dead beyond repair. I was on a journey to upgrade this thing for good. First, I had to open up the laptop with a little help from an experienced person. Just stick the SSD in and close the laptop. At this point though, it was still running from the crusty old HDD as a dominant bootable drive, meaning it runs the operation system, it runs the program and apps, and it keeps the files. I thought just sticking the SSD inside would be the end of it, but nope. It needed to boot with the SSD, so what I needed to do next was to switch my SSD to become the dominant bootable drive with OS instead of HDD. So I ran into few problems trying to do that, and also it took me a few days to realize that I in fact did not switch it to SSD yet. It was just in the system but not as a dominant one. Problem number 1. I tried to go to the BIOS and boot sequence prioritize booting from the SSD instead of HDD. Since it already had a Windows operation system inside, I thought it could boot just fine. But nay, it did not boot. It gave me like a few blue screens and that kept looping for a while. When I asked ChatGPT though, it says that the operation system in the SSD might be corrupted or not compatible since it came from another device. This was very likely, and so I tried another option, which is to just clone the OS operation system and basically everything from the HDD to SSD, so I can have all the same files, apps and stuff in my upgraded one. Disclaimer here, I did my research before, and I would also recommend you to do your research before messing with your computer. Cause damn, it scared me so much to do it. Problem number 2. It appears I didn't clone properly and the computer did not recognize it as a bootable drive. I only cloned the OS but not the system. It needed a certain thing in order to be recognized as a bootable drive, so what I did to fix was to do system migration instead of OS migration. I had to start the cloning thing all over again, and I used Disk Genius to operate the cloning. It's free and it's done the job very well, not sponsored. After successfully cloning the system from the HDD to my SSD, it was finally time to test if it actually is bootable now. Once again, I went to BIOS, selected the SSD as a bootable drive, and then exit. The moment of truth. It worked! And it booted up so much faster than I imagined. Everything was still there, my files, my apps, my programs, even the settings and stuff are the same. I was really happy I did this. It took me like 4 hours to complete, but it was worth it in the end. Yippee!